What do you mean by ransomware? So it is the type of the malware. What I can say, it is a type of the malware. What basically this malware it will do? It will install the malware on the victim's computer. Then it's going to encrypt all the data files, whatever the data files are available on the victim computer. Then it's going to make the data is what useless after encryption. Obviously, the data it will become useless, right? So until the decryption key it is available up to that time, the data it is only in the encrypted format. So then it's going to display the ransom note as you need to pay this much amount. Then only decryption key is going to be provided to the victims. So victim they're going to get the message like that. As after getting the decryption key only, then they can get back the information. So understood, right? What is that is ransomware? Ransomware, it is the what type of the malware? Basically, it's going to lock the user computer. How it locks means it encrypts the data files present in different types. Everything we're going to see in detail, and it will display the message that is ransom note. It's going to display on the victim's computer as you need to pay this much amount. Then only I can give you a decrypt key. Then by using the yes, I can get back your data. And this is the ransomware attack. It is classified under cyber extortion. Okay, extortion it is nothing but what you can say that is what practice of obtaining something, right? Practice of obtaining is nothing but what extortion. That is, but here why that ransom? Ransom it is nothing but what it is the amount money. Okay, so here it is the practice of obtaining the money from the what victims. That's why this ransomware it is classified under the cyber extortion. Who are all the targets for this? Mainly corporates and also even individual also targets for this type of the ransomware attack. And here today we're going to consider data is the new oil. Why? Means you take any company example, so that if any product is going to be released, all the information, everything is going to be it is there in the company. Still that product is not released, you assume. Suppose if any data breach happens, at that time, what will happen? This information, whatever the company that maintains the information regarding that product, it's going to be what it's going to get by other companies, and they're going to release the product with the same set of the features. With the same set of the features, another company they're going to release the product because they've stolen the information from this company, right? So this is the main thing. That's why here wherever we go, that this data is what very important. That's why this is the phrase data it is the new oil. And one more doubt you can get is, will you get your data back after paying the ransom? That is the another question. As after paying, as my system got infected, as now I am going to pay the amount. After paying the amount, as will I get back my data? That is the another question. So starting from 1989 to till now, okay. So that is what the statistics report says. 94% of the organization they got back their data after paying the ransom. Then remaining 6% of the organization, even after paying the ransom also, they didn't get back their data. Completely that file is corrupted. And what you are going to see at the right hand side, that window, what you are going to see, that is what it is asking, that is what the ransom amount as you need to pay. And also they given deadline also, and they fix the timer also, as this timer starts and they given through which form as you need to pay the ransom, as they given that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So through that they're going to pay the ransom ransom. Then only they can what hackers they will do. Then they're going to give the decryption key. As by using decryption key, then they can get back their data. Then this is the what introduction, what the first ransomware that is occurred in the year 1989. That first ransomware name is what? That is AIDS Trojan. Okay, AIDS Trojan, that is the first ransomware name. And It was created by the famous biologist. His name is Joseph Pop. What he did first, he organized one international conference, that is AIDS conference, that is organized by WHO. So through WHO, he organized the conference, that is AIDS conference. Those who attended that AIDS conference, he given 20,000 infected discs. Okay, at that time in the year 1989, what I am saying. So he given how many discs? That is 20,000 infected discs he given those who attended that conference on that time. And that infected disc, it is labeled as AIDS information introductory disc kits. So what they attend is after they returning back to their home. Okay, this is what disk kit is in the form of earlier days, that's floppy disk, right? So after that floppy disk inserts into the computer, the program it automatically starts running, and it's going to count how many times that computer was booted. It's going to count how many times that computer was booted. If it crossed 90, suppose that computer crossed the 90 number of times it's rebooted at that time, what this program will do, it completely hide all the data files that is available in the C drive. It completely hided all the data that is available in the C drive. Then immediately it's going to display the message that is ransom note, as you need to pay this much amount, then only I can give the decryption key, then you can get back your data. So how much ransom they at the time they asked, that is $189. $189 they asked as you need to pay this much amount, and they given what account ID and all those things. Okay, so as you need to send back this amount to the PC Cyber Corporation. Okay, that is the post office in Panama. As you need to pay this much amount, as then only you will get the decryption key. This is the first ransomware. That's why Joseph Pop is referred as father of the ransomware. Okay, because he is the creation of the first ransomware. There are many types of the ransomware exist. That is Riveton, CryptoLocker, Torrent Locker, CryptoVault, CryptoTear, Fuso, WannaCry. These are the famous ransomwares. And you can see this is the statistics of what 5 biggest ransomware payouts. And you can see what in the left side what figure it is showing. These are all the companies that paid large amount of the ransom. One is Jackson Co. Georgia. It paid $4 lakh. And this is the unnamed Canadian organization. Okay, that is $3,35,000. And Lake City, Florida, they paid $5 lakh. And Riverta Beach of Florida, that is they paid $6 lakh. And Nayana, they paid 1,100, that much ransom they paid. And you consider right side figure that it shows annual ransomware damages starting from 2015, and also they predicted in 2021 also estimated $20 billion annual ransomware damage is going to be happening. So prevention is better than cure, right? That's why we need to take care action to prevent this ransomware. So what are the, before going to the remaining means prevention, first we need to know about what are all the different types of the ransomware. Okay, ransomware it is classified into 3 types. One is crypto ransomware, second one is locker ransomware, and third one is what master boot record ransomware. That is referred as usually MBR. First, crypto ransomware. Okay, crypto ransomware, what it will do, what basically this ransomware will do means, it's going to searches the file by the extension .doc, .xls, .jpeg, .mp3, .mp4, .pdf, .txt. So only with respect to this extension, it's going to take the file and it's going to encrypt this data file and make the data useless completely. Or whatever the data files it is stored either on the networks or on the or even your local computer. So it makes the data useless only, and also it's going to display the ransom note. Okay, right side screen what you are seeing. Okay, it's going to display the ransom note. As you need to pay this much amount, then and also timer it also starts running. Within this time, you need to pay the ransom amount. As if you are not paying by that time, as data is going to be, they're going to be threatening the victim. As data it may be deleted automatically, or they're going to send the data to the others. Like that, they're going to they are threatening the users. As after paying the ransom amount, as then they're going to get the decryption key, as they can get back their data. Just this is what encrypting the file. That is what crypto ransomware. Normally, they're going to use the cryptographic principle. Either they can use the any uh, principle, any encryption scheme, either symmetric or asymmetric. Then they can encrypt the file. This is all about what crypto ransomware. So, uh, so this is what how crypto ransomware works. Okay, see here, there are two encryption methods. One is asymmetric, as you know, asymmetric encryption, and another one is what symmetric encryption. In asymmetric encryption, we are going to use the two keys, public and the private keys. And also in this crypto ransomware, they use symmetric encryption also. I will tell you how it works later. First, this public key, okay, in asymmetric encryption, he's going to take the public key. This public key is embedded in the malware. Then this malware is injected to the victim's computer. On that victim's computer, that malware is going to be installed and it's going to generate the symmetric key. Okay, now it's going to generate the symmetric key. See here, now public key is also there. Public key is embedded in the malware. Okay, after installing that malware in the victim's computer, it's going to generate the symmetric key. By using the symmetric key, it's going to again encrypt the file. Okay, so what researchers says, if you want to encrypt the larger file, you need to go for symmetric encryption technique only, rather than this what public key cryptography. Okay, that is what asymmetric encryption. You need to go for symmetric encryption only. Okay, according to the research statistics, what I saw. So here also they use the symmetric encryption. Okay, to encrypt the file. Then what he did again by the symmetric key is there, right? Okay, if they apply symmetric key, as again they're going to get back the data. Now they use the symmetric key. Again, this symmetric key is encrypted by using the public key. Okay, by using the public key. Now symmetric key is available here. Okay, that symmetric key is encrypted by using the public key. Now it's going to get the means victims on the victim's computer. They're going to get the message, that is what ransom amount you need to pay and all those things. As after that, after taking the amount, as he going to deliver the private key. Then by using the private key, he is going to decrypt this key symmetric, and by using this one, he can decrypt the file. Okay, this is the two principles used, two encryption techniques used. One is asymmetric and another one is symmetric encryption technique. This is all about what crypto ransomware. And another ransomware, that is what we're going to see, that is locker ransomware. Okay, previously earlier in the crypto ransomware, only you are encrypting the files. But in the locker ransomware, it completely it prevents the it completely shut down the operating. It completely stop the operating system what normally is working. Okay, it completely stop the operating system, and also its application, whatever the application is running on the network, completely stops, and it's going to get the ransom note as your computer has been totally blocked. Yes, you need to pay this much amount, then only you can restore the normal operations. They're going to like that. They're going to threaten to the victims. So this is what the previous crypto ransomware, only it's going to affect the data file, but in this locker ransomware, it completely affect the normal operation of the operating system and applications which are running on the operating system, or on also on the network. Then another ransomware, that is what MBR file. Okay, because you know MBR file, it is most important to boot the operating system, right? So to booting this one operating system, this MBR file is needed because it is present in the computer hard drive. While partitioning, what I did in my PC also, while partitioning, because I wanted to install that Linux at that time, MBR file is completely that is damaged at that time. Again, I installed the MBR file from somewhere, and again I get back the normal operation of my hard drive. Same thing here also. What main target is what here, MBR file. Attackers, they concentrate on this MBR file. They're going to modify this MBR file at the time. Normal boot process is completely interrupted. Okay, normal boot process is completely interrupted. So they're going to get the message as your PC is blocked and the hard drives are encrypted. as you need to go to this site and you need to pay this much amount. This is all about master boot ransomware. These are the different types of the ransomware what we are going to see. One is locker. Locker, it affects the PC. Master boot, that is what MBR file. Here, that is with respect to hardware, and crypto ransomware only with respect to files. And this is what you're going to see impact of the ransomware on the different companies. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, China, these are all the organization reported last year 88% attack happened in the Saudi Arabia and Turkey, China. These are all the countries. In India also there, but these are all the what major countries affected by the ransomware. And which all the operating systems are more vulnerable to this ransomware? As you can see, this Linux, Android, and iOS, these are all least vulnerable. And macOS, Windows XP, Windows 10, Windows 8, and Windows 7, these are all more vulnerable to this ransomware attacks. And we're going to see how evaluation of the ransomware starting from 1989 to till now, that is up to 2020. That is what I said first, father of ransomware, that is Joseph Pong. That is the first ransomware, that is the AIDS Trojan. Okay, so AIDS Trojan, it is distributed through infected those who attended the conference. So after that is what through floppy disk, right? After they insert the floppy disk on their computer, they're going to get the ransom note as if files are completely encrypted. But he, what a doctor, that is what Joseph Pop, what he did, he used the symmetric encryption. Okay, later he get back because it uses only the single key. As they got the data back later, later that key is released. That's not a problem. Again, in the 2006, GP code and the RGVS ransomware came into picture. Okay, this is through what this GP code ransomware and RGVS, it comes through the phishing emails. Okay, like in that email, they are going to getting the link. As if you click on that link, I mean they are going to give the offers as job offers and all those things. Suppose if you click on that link, automatically that Trojan is going to be installed in your computer. It basically it uses the GP code RSA 660-bit public key. It completely damages my document. Okay, whatever the files available in the my document directory. Okay, so it completely damages all the data files, and all the data files it's going to be encrypted by using this RSA public key. Suppose if you want to unlock the files, victim, as it's going to display the ransom note, as you need to pay this much amount. Suppose if any sensitive information, as obviously you need to pay that much amount, right? This one is going to affect to the companies rather than the normal individuals. So, and also another characteristic of this GP code, okay, it's going to leave the gateway open. Okay, like so other hackers means it's going to leave the backdoor open. Once it is attacked, again, even after giving the decryption key also, another characteristic of this ransomware is what it's going to leave the backdoor open. Through that backdoor, other hackers, they can access the important information like that is what bank account number and credit card information, that the details they're going to get. So this is what the GP code ransomware. And in 2009, another ransomware came into picture, that is scareware. As the name indicates, scare means it's simply threatening the users. Okay, normally what individuals they are doing, they are keep on visiting the websites, and that time if they are visiting the site, they're going to get one pop-up window as your PC is at risk. As to fix that PC, you need to click on fix now button. Suppose if they click on the fix now button, automatically this Trojan is going to be installed on their computer, and it's going to what it start doing that activities like encrypting and also ransom note. It's going to be display. This is what scareware. Okay, simply it is threatening the user, and also it is forcing as your PC is at this much percentage risk, as you need to install this type of the software. Okay, whenever you are visiting some sites, you are getting the pop-up window as your PC is at risk like that. That is what scareware. And in 2011 onwards, sudden exponential increase in the ransomware sample happened, and in 2014 another ransomware came into picture, that is the Chimera ransomware. Okay, basically what Chimera ransomware, it is also same kind of the Previously, that is what the GP code. It is also comes through phishing email only, and here they're going to get the links. That is what yes, this is what job offers for the employees. So then if they click on the link, yes, then automatically it's going to be installed on your computer. Suppose if the companies they have even solid data backup also, if the companies they have even solid data back at the time, because of the loss of this as what sensitive information, some sensitive information of customer, it is there with the company, right? At the time, what they will do is they're going to pay the ransom amount, because they not only they are for getting the data back, simply they're going to threaten like as same data is going to be published on their own site. That is what black web. Okay, their hackers website is there. Okay, so they are going to threaten this is the information, this is the data I am going to be published on the what another website, that is what hackers website at that time. Some obviously even solid backup companies also they're going to tempted and they're going to pay the ransom amount. And another ransomware, that is what crypto wall. Okay, crypto wall, that is the ransomware. It basically it uses the strong public key cryptography. Suppose if you are getting the any zip attachment in that your PDF file, one malicious PDF file is there. Okay, so it will make you to open this PDF file, because this PDF file it appears like any purchasing order, any invoices like that. Suppose if you click on that PDF file, at that time automatically this what crypto wall it installs on your computer. That is what in some folder like percentage 10%. Suppose if you see that type of the folder, then you can check as crypto wall ransomware it is installed on our computer. So that, and also another characteristic of this crypto wall ransomware, it will start investigate. Okay, it will investigate all the all drives. Only it will scan with respect to the data files. Okay, not entire file, only whatever the data it is available, only it's going to scan that type of the data file. Whatever the data files are there, only it will be encrypt the data file, not other file. Okay, that is the another beauty of this crypto wall. Only it's going to encrypt the data files. But what what are all the how to overcome from this? Yes, you need to keep the data backup. Okay, backup is the only one idea. That's why to overcome from this crypto wall ransomware, yes, you need to use the portable backup drive. Okay, in 2016, another ransomware came into picture, that is ransomware as a service. Okay, so you come across in 2015 and 2016 some shortcut is going to be created on your desktop. Suppose if anything you install through pen drive and all those things. Okay, this is what shortcut. It simply created the shortcut. If you click on that shortcut, the entire your file is going to be encrypted, right? Okay, that's the policy of this ransomware as a service. That is what write once, impact all. Okay, suppose if it install once, it's going to impact all the what data files. And around 2017, this is the what the biggest ransomware outbreak in the history, starting from 1989 to 2017. WannaCry. Okay, WannaCry, that is what it will do, want you to cry after installing the virus. That is the sentence, want you to cry. So after installing this ransomware, it will make you to cry. Okay, that is the what WannaCry. Its main goal is what it is targeting the what SMB services. That is what SMB services. That is nothing but what storage message blocker. SMB services it is used for this is acts like communication protocol. It is acts like what communication protocol. Okay, it is used to communicate with the remote computer. As by using the SMB service only, you can share the files and also you can share the devices also to the you can handle the remote computers also. So it may suppose if that SMB services is vulnerable at that time, this WannaCry it going to be installed on the victim's computer. You know, in the UK, because of this WannaCry, 14 national health system hospitals it's going to be infected by this WannaCry, and non-emergency operations like complete non-emergency operation except ambulances, everything is going to be shut down in the UK. It was in the 2017. That is the big. That's why what we can call biggest ransomware outbreak, and also because of the some mass false information. Simply ambulance are diverting. That's why at that time cyber security experts they given the sentence like where bits and bytes meet flesh and blood. Bits and bytes meet flesh and blood. This is the phrase given by the cyber security experts. And because this ransomware, they're going to whatever the ransom note they are getting on the victim computer, they start demanding from starting from $300. From $300, they are starting as you need to pay this much amount. Yeah, if you pay within the 6 hours, it is not a problem. But if it doubles after 6 hours, it's going to be doubles. That is what $600 up to 3 days. It's going to be doubles. If you're not pay this much amount, then obviously they are going to threatening this as they're going to delete the file or they're going to sell the information to others. They going some sort of the urgency is going to be they're going to create to the victims. One thing, if anyone infected by this WannaCry, what are all the procedures they need to follow? Okay, first they're going to check the firewall configuration because SMB services it uses the port number 445. Okay, port 445 is going to use us. Okay, so what are all the traffic it is coming through that port? Yes, you need to monitor that traffic and best you block that particular port. Okay, that is what 445. And then here you disable SMB service on your computer, and better if anyone affected by this WannaCry, as you reinstall your operating system. Okay, from the bare metal means from the hard drive only you need to install the operating system. Okay, not from the what you are creating with here and by using VMware. As you are creating the virtual environment, on virtual environment you are going to install the operating. Yes, that's not, you don't do that thing when you infected by this WannaCry. As you need to install the operating system from the bare metal and identify the users. Okay, those who handle in your organization, you consider in your organization, you identify the users, those who are going to handle the sensitive information. And for that, those who are handling the sensitive information in your organization, for them you're going to give you're going to enforce some form of the iTrust authentication you're going to give. And periodically you're going to review all the internet security policies in your companies. You're going to use that thing also. And main thing, you keep your security policies sorry, not security policies, data, whatever the data is completely backup, whatever the changes modify, as you keep your data backup. So that is what WannaCry. And in the recent year, okay, that is what in January 2020 also, okay, in this COVID situation also, this Sodino KP, this is another ransomware. Okay, its main target is what? Point of sale information, point of sale. Okay, where point of sale means what? That is the spot, okay, in the organization. That is the spot where all the customers' payment information it is available. So if that point of sale it is software, it is more vulnerable, then obviously these hackers they're going to get all the payment information, all the credit card, everything, credit card information, everything they're going to get. They are threatening the organization as you need to pay this much ransom, then only they're going to release the informations and all those things. This is the another type of the ransomware, that is what Sodino KP. And May 2020 another ransomware came into picture, that is Maze ransomware. This is similar to the Sodino KP. And lastly in June 2020 recent in June also this Snake ransomware came into play. This is the big loss to the Honda company. That is they paid the amount also for that. That is what Snake ransomware. This is the newest ransomware. Main aim of this Snake ransomware is what? That is it's going to stop the shadow copy and SCADA system. What is the shadow copies? That is a shadow copy. It is nothing but this is developed by the Microsoft people. Okay, it means whatever the changes happen to your file, whatever the modifications you did to your file, same thing it's going to be keep copy of that data, and it's going to be keep it in the one folder. That is what the shadow copies. And another one is what SCADA. SCADA, it is nothing but even in organization they are using this as policy, that is what supervisory control and the data acquisition system, that is what SCADA principle. It is usually monitor the all the activities of the industries, like what are all the equipment managing and water and waste control. These are all the activities. That is what keep on monitoring the activities of the what are all the things happening in the industry. That is what SCADA system. It completely shut down these two systems. First thing, one is what shadow copies. Okay, there is no copy of the data. There is no backup. Then second thing is what monitoring activity. Both the things it's going to be shut down. First, this virus, what it will do, it will shut down these two things. Then it's going to be this ransomware. It's going to be installed on the computer same as previous. It encrypt the file, and because there is no SCADA and there is no shadow copies, it's going to be installed on the computer. You can easily identify this ransomware as, because this is the ransomware with the extension that is opposite snake, that is EKANS. EKANS, that is the 5-character string, that is the extension of this virus. So, and you can keep the data backup, then multiple data backup, then you can overcome from this snake ransomware. Then how does ransomware enter the devices? One, through phishing email, what I said earlier. Okay, because this is acting like, pretending like actual website. Okay, like you are getting the any email, okay, like Axis Bank. So it's pretending like a normal Axis Bank website only. So you are entering the payment details and all those things. And another thing is what, by installing the exploit kits delivered, one through visiting the website and through instant messages. Okay, you are getting any links for that. If you click on that link, easily that ransomware is going to be installed on your computer. And how we going to bypass this ransomware attack? First phase, that is what predict. Okay, first phase, that is what predict, because still ransomware, it is not affected to my system. So what are the actions I'm going to be taken care before ransomware installed on my system? Okay, first phase is what predict. Okay, I am keep on identifying what suspicious behavior on my system. Sir, how to identify the suspicious behavior? That is another question, right? So if you keep on moving the mouse to some file, okay, suppose if you are moving mouse to some file, but that cursor, it is moving to somewhere. Okay, that cursor is moving to somewhere. So by that behavior, you can think as something happened to my system. And another, you can check how many processes that are running on my system. Okay, by checking number of processes that are running on my system, as if any process it is running with some extensions. Okay, some ransomware extensions are there. Okay, if any processes that are running through with that extension, as you can treat that is the some ransomware attack happened to my system, and you can guess which ransomware is affected. So you keep on monitoring this thing. Okay, that is what suspicious behavior. Then second thing is what, identify program setting that can be configured for optimal security. This is for your security only. So like normally if you download any application, okay, normally you take example of Android. If you are downloading the application from the Google Play Store, while downloading it, going to ask the permission, as permission to give to read your messages, to read your contacts, like that. So don't give that thing only if anything is needed. Suppose WhatsApp and all that, yes, it needs your contact, it needs because it's going to read the contact and all those things, right? So for that type of the thing, as you give permission. For simply don't give the permission for other application, as they can read the contact, they can read the messages, and they can see the gallery, means they can access the media files and all those things. Only for whatever the application it is necessary, then for that only you give permission. Simply don't give for all the things. Then evaluate user behavior patterns and the security awareness. Okay, sir, how to do this thing is here some behavior analytics tools are there. Okay, by using behavior analytics tools, you need to install the behavior analytics tools on your system. Then you can check the suspicious behavior. Then second phase is what, prevent. Okay, first thing is predict. If something happen to my system, will happen. Okay, next, what are all the precautionary measures you're going to take if that thing happens, what I can do? So that is what, prevent. So here you need to use the what, multi-layered security software. Multi-layered security software is nothing but what firewalls, firewall configurations at the organization's level and on your PC also, and also keep on review the routers configuration and the switches configurations, and you're going to install the anti-malware software. Okay, you're going to install the anti-malware software. These are all at the what perimeter level, means what in the companies we going to see, because at the companies everything is fixed in the organization, as because they monitor all these things, and they're going to they will adopt this multi-layer security software. Because of this COVID situations, most of all working from the work from home, right? Okay, most of all working from the home, so that even those who are employees working from the home, they are using their own computers at the time. Because of that security policies is not implemented on your system, you are visiting some sites, so you are downloading something, you are clicking something, some web links and all those things. At that time, ransomware is going to be take action, so you need to avoid that thing. That's fine. You need to install this firewall configuration at the both at the end level and the perimeter level. That's why what company people they are giving, okay, they will only give laptops to your home, means those who are working in the companies, right? Then that's why I need to first, as an organization, first I need to educate the employees. So I need to create the threat awareness to my employees like that. First, they need to give education for that. And third thing is what? Keep the data backup. Okay, regularly you need to keep the data backup. Some backup tools are available, and you can use that thing also. And you keep always software up to date. Okay, you keep always software up to date, regularly patching, because in your Android versions also keep on they are releasing the patches, security patches. That's why my suggestion, okay, don't you need please install that type of the security patches, because it will give more security enhancement for your mobile. Then third one is what? Detect. Okay, after now predict over, prevent over. Okay, suppose yes, ransom is completely affected my system. What I can do now? Okay, that's why how I can analyze something happened to my system. Yes, that's why what I said earlier in the predict phase, you going to install this behavior analysis tool. Behavior analysis tool is going to come. By that time, by that tool, you can identify all the suspicious activities that are going to be carried on the local network. And main thing, you identify the resources. Okay, which are all the resources? Either it may be devices, network shares, and the cloud storage. Which are all the networks connected to the affected device? First, you identify which is the devices, which device is affected from this ransomware, and then you identify the resources, which are all the resources connected to the affected device, and how much time it is exposed to that particular device. You notice that thing. And third one is what? I identify the changes done on the affected device by the threat. Okay, that is the means what are all the changes after attacked by that particular ransomware. What are all the changes happen to this device? You identify that changes. That is what detect phase. Then only detect is enough, no, right? Then what you need to do later? Okay, that is what respond phase. So in the respond phase, now you identify which device is affected. Immediately, what you will do? You disconnect all the affected systems. Sorry, means which devices are affected. You disconnect all the affected system from the LAN and the internet, and remaining which are all the connected devices you are there. You scan all the connected devices because anyhow this system is there, right? Even also right. For everyone, we going to test the COVID, right? Because we going to, even if we are okay, also we going to test. Yes, because like that only here also scan all the connected devices, network shares, and the cloud storage for evidence of the threat. And next one, last one is what? You're going to examine the affected device. What are all the things happen? You can overcome from this attack as you. Please uninstall the operating system, or you reinstall the operating system from the bare metal. Again, you insert that device back to the production environment. You can do that thing also, or simply you remove by installing anti-malware. Then you can remove the ransomware from that device, and again you put back to the production environment. But before getting back to the production environment, you need to repeatedly you need to test this affected device. Okay, so this is another point. And then what I can see, then these are all the ransomware prevention strategies. Okay, what I can say, this already everything I covered in the previous thing. Okay, first ensure antivirus software is up to date. Keep your firewall turned on. Periodically review firewall ACL, that's your access control list. Ensure all the software on your computer that is up to date. Ensure adequate data backup. Okay, main thing of ransomware you note down, because this ransomware it encrypts the data file. It encrypts, right? So that's why you need to keep the data backup. Okay, that is the one option it is available. Ensure adequate data backup and recovery strategies are in place for maintaining copies of sensitive information at a secure location. And validate sender email ID. Suppose in my organization, I want to train my employees, right, regarding this one, which email ID I need to open, or which email ID I need not to open. Even after opening an email also, okay, please you check with respect to the what are the attachments are there in the email. Suppose if any unwanted emails are there, okay, don't open that email. Only if it is from the sender one side, then you can use that one. Disable the macros on the file, because it will by the single instruction it's going to automate the task, right? Okay, with respect to all the file, you disable the macros on the file, and you ensure free software is downloaded from the trusted site. Ensure you adequately patch your system and the application. Don't plug any another external media into your system or device. Keep your browser always clean. And these are all the tools. I'm not saying this is the only tool to combat from the ransomware. So many tools are available. Okay, one tool is what Daybreak. Okay, this is the what it will do while encrypting. Okay, you're going to use the cryptographic function for encrypting the data. Right now, Daybreak, what it will do, it will give hook to the what cryptographic function, so that you can get back your information by using the Daybreak. Even if the file is encrypted also, not for all the cryptographic function. Okay, some set of the cryptographic function is going to use this for this Daybreak, it's going to work on this cryptographic function, as they can get back the data. And shield FS under redemption, this is normally what keeping the data file backup on different locations. On different location, whatever the changes you do it for your computer, it periodically what keep the data backup. So it's going to create the backup on the different locations. And what I can give conclusion, this is the ransomware. It is the what I said. This is the significant security threat to any organization or to an individual. So, but it's entirely preventable. Okay, what I said, prevention is better than cure, right? So before affecting the thing, as you need to take all the precautionary measures, keeping the software up to date, keeping the data backups, everything I need to do, and restoration. Suppose if anything happens, I can restore my data backup if any ransomware attack happens. This is the conclusion, and these are all the references what I searched for this presentation.